Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for another edition of Science at Play. I'm Nick Villagre and I'm here with Aoife Ryle. So I hear we're gonna mess with our brains a little bit with some illusions.
Yeah, I want to trick your brain if you're okay with that.
Okay, I think I'm up for it.
All right, and as always, these are things to totally try at home. So if you see something you want to try it on your family, your friends, and see if you can trick them as well.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna do two things today. We're gonna do arches and eggs.
Arches and eggs. Yum. All right.
So we'll start with arches. How about that?
Sounds good.
So I took some just regular construction paper. You can use any kind of paper. And I cut some arches out. So I have a red one, and then I also have my blue one. I got a tough question for you. You ready?
Okay.
You gotta tell me which one is bigger.
Okay. All right.
Blue or red? Which one's bigger?
Red one is definitely bigger.
The red one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do a little magic. Which arch is bigger?
The blue one's bigger, but hold on a second. That doesn't make any sense. You didn't like trim it somehow while you were flipping them? No. Nope. No, the red one's bigger. Blue one's bigger. What is going on here?
It's an illusion. So these arches are actually, and I can overlay them, exactly the same size.
Well, yeah, now I see it.
Yeah, so when they're next to each other, you can see they're the same size. But again, when one's on top of the other,
Yeah.
looks
So
like the bottom one.
Definitely looks bigger, so I gotta know the science behind this. Why is it that it appears bigger when it's at the bottom?
So what your brain is trying to do is compare these two things. Now with an arch, our top line here or curve is longer than our bottom one. So when you see them on top of each other like this, you're comparing this bottom arch with the top arch of this one.
Okay.
So this one's gonna look a lot shorter until we switch them around. And now we're comparing this arch with this big one.
Okay, so our brains don't like have a ruler. They work by seeing things relative to one another.
Exactly.
All right, now it
Yeah.
makes sense why that one looks bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're using that to kind of trick your brain when it tries to make that comparison.
Oh, very cool.
So super easy to try at home.
All right, well, you mentioned eggs, so...
Yeah.
All right, good
so-
segue.
Arches and eggs. So another great one to try at home. I just grabbed some eggs and some matches. You can also use a candle because what you need to do is actually take those matches or that candle and you're going to hold it underneath the egg so the egg becomes covered in soot. All right.
Okay.
And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this soot-covered egg, and it can be raw, it can be hard-boiled, it can be empty, doesn't really matter. And I have a beaker of water here. It's just regular plain water, but take a look at what happens when I place that egg in there.
Oh, wow.
You see that?
Yeah, that like turns silver. It's all shiny now.
Yeah, we see those spots, like you said, where it looks all silver, almost like it's covered in tinfoil.
Yeah, it's so weird because clearly it looks black when it's out of the water, but just putting in water makes it look silvery.
Yeah.
All right, so this is also very mysterious. What's going on here? Another illusion?
Yeah, kind of another illusion. So what's on the surface of the egg isn't changing. What is happening, though, is the soot here is repelling that water. We call it hydrophobic. It doesn't like to be near water. So when we put it in, because it's repelling that water, we're getting a layer of air around that egg. And so as light is passing through the air and through this water and through that other layer of air and then coming back towards the camera or towards our eyeballs, it's kind of refracting, which means that the way it's traveling is just changing direction a little bit. And so we start to see this beautiful silvery reflective color.
Okay, very cool. So we're changing the properties of how the surface of the egg behaves with light.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to try that too. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, these illusions are super cool. Thank you so much for sharing them. If you tried this at home, make sure to share with us on social media using the hashtag ScienceAtPlay. And for more cool videos, check out ctsciencecenter.org. See you next time.
If you are enjoying this activity, please support the Connecticut Science Center by making a donation.